Natalie, well, boundaries are so important because they help us to know ourselves and what we stand for. But how can anyone else know you if you don't know yourself? Well, joining us this morning to give us some tips on setting boundaries is Kara McFessel, a registered nurse in behavioral services with Baptist Health. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 16
Thanks
Good
for
Day this
having
morning.
me.
Well, first off, what do you mean when you say boundaries?
Well, boundaries are emotional perimeters. They're guidelines for how you want to be treated as well as how you want to treat other. Basically, when you just know yourself and your own feelings and how you expect others to treat you.
Is it healthy to set these boundaries?
Absolutely. I mean, it is the most healthy type of living for you to have good boundaries and just to know yourself.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes are we guilty of are we sometimes guilty, that is, of not taking time for ourselves?
We are, and I think people these days just feel like it's so selfish if you take time for yourself, and so that becomes a problem, and especially as women. Say, for example, a woman who takes care of her husband and her children all the time, and she just gives and gives and takes no time for herself.
In a sense, you'd kind of lose yourself.
You do lose yourself. And I like the example of if you're on an airplane, you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you can put it on your child. And so take care of yourself, because you can't take care of anyone else if you're not taking care of yourself.
And you definitely need just time for yourself to relax and just kind of go back, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
So how can you say no to things?
Well, people think that no is such a negative, bad word, but one thing that I would love everyone to remember is when you say no to something, it's opening up the opportunity for you to say yes to something better. And that may even be just spending more quality time with your family.
Yeah, and I have to admit, Kara, sometimes I feel bad saying no, and I think it's just something that, you know, a lot of people can also relate to.
Sure.
But you're saying, again, it's not bad to say no.
No, it's not.
All right, and what are some signs that should tell us we are struggling with boundary issues?
Well, if you are constantly feeling guilty because you do say no, and you're just feeling beat up all the time, you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, things like that, that's just going to show you that you do have a problem. And boundary issues can go so deep that you might even need to seek professional counseling at some point.
Okay, so you shouldn't have to feel bad or guilty of, you know, to please others all the time.
No.
Okay. And is there like a certain age that this applies to?
No, I would recommend starting teaching boundary issues early, especially with your children. I mean, when we're talking about moral issues with children, time issues, friend issues, teach those boundaries early. But it's never too late to start working on those boundary issues. Even if you've had a relationship for a long time, you can start today setting those boundaries.
It's never too late and it's never too early.
That's exactly right. Yes.
All right, Kara, thanks so much for joining us here this morning. We're glad to have you. We're back with more Fox 16 Good Day after the break.